Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Discworld Noir. So another person here is... No, we didn't talk to Captain Jenkins actually, did we, fully? No, don't talk to yourself. Go to see Captain Jenkins. Do-do-be-do-do.
Hello yourself.
So, let's do notebook. What would he know? You know Carlotta? Probably not, but let's go for it. Oh, how do we ask?
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
There's no one I know.
There's no one I know!
On your last voyage, there were 3 passengers, right? Monday and 2 others.
You tell me. You seem to know more about my ship than I do.
I just want to know what you can remember about them.
I remember that we picked them up in Apple Pond, and I know they had a lot of cargo. Oh, and one was a woman, and one was a man, I think.
You think he was a man?
There was something particularly foreign about him. I'm not sure what.
Where's Ecclepon?
Up near the hub. God's forsaken place. All there is to do there is drink and eat fish sandwiches with no tops on.
Sounds like a long way from the Circle C.
We got lost, all right. It's easy to mix up port and starboard when you've drunk too much of port.
Are they still on board?
Nope. We dropped them in Ankh-Morpork. And before you ask, I have no idea what they were doing here. That's not my business.
I was beginning to realize that Captain Jenkins only had 2 questions to ask his passengers.
Yeah. You gonna tell me what them are?
Where are you going? And how much money have you got?
Had a bit of a problem there, didn't it? Inquisitive
Is
stranger.
there a dwarf around asking questions?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
You should do, it's on your bloody boat. Cases, the Monday case. Oh, I can't ask about that in general.
I understand you are carrying a man named Monday on your ship.
What's it to you?
I was hoping to find him.
Owes you money, does he?
No, he's an old friend.
Him? You must think I'm as drunk as I look.
Aren't you?
Well, okay, so maybe I am. What do you want to know?
Where is he now?
I've no idea. We picked him up in Sort a couple of weeks ago and we brought him here. That's about all I want to know about him.
Did he say what he was coming to Ankh-Morpork for?
I think he said he was meeting someone.
Who?
Now, I can barely remember my own name, let alone something I overheard through a doorway last week.
The Milka looks like a good ship.
You know nothing about ships, do you? She looks like exactly what she is. A run-down tramp schooner with no future.
Any chance I could look around her anyway?
All I want to do is get the cargo loaded and get out of this god's-forsaken city. I don't need people snooping around on board.
God, Captain Jenkins, after all I did for you. No, I've already done them. That seems like all we can do at the moment. Let's say goodbye to you, Jenkins. We've got any... I don't have any items, do I? It's all this money. I could bribe him.
I suppressed the urge to ask for money. I was broke, sure, but I wasn't that desperate.
No, I didn't want to ask for money. Okay, yep, great. Okay, triangle's exit, isn't it?
I'll see you around, Captain.
Doesn't even say goodbye. Anyway, time to meet Nobby. Let's go for it.
Hello, Nobby.
Hello, Luton. How you been keeping?
I've been worse. Of course, I've been better, too. And I've been a hell of a lot better, and not much worse.
That's good, isn't it?
Don't worry. If Commander Vimes sees us together, I'll tell him I made you talk to me.
It's not that I don't like you, Luton. I mean, we was friends and all. But it's just, well,
It's just he'd bite your head off if he saw you talking to me.
he'd go spare.
So Vimes is his boss and is the commander of the City
How you been
Watch.
keeping, Nobby? How's the rest of the watch?
Not so bad, Luton. Been keeping myself busy. Been working with Sergeant Colon.
How is old fatty Colon?
Still fat. I'll tell him I saw you.
No, you won't.
Okay, so maybe I won't. I was just being trite.
Polite.
Yeah, that's the one.
Come on, you can do it, Luton.
I
There we
guess
go.
I never really understood why it was that you didn't get kicked out as well, Nobby.
Me? I ain't never done nothing wrong.
Don't give me that, Nobby. When you was serving as quartermaster under the Duke of Pseudopolis, it was widely known that several items from the stores were found in your kit.
That was all above board. I had all the paperwork for him.
Your kit at the time consisted of 2 warehouses. I just think Vimes had a grudge against me.
Luton, I know you're my friend and all, but you took a bribe.
Are you trying to tell me you never took a bribe?
Never.
The ham from Harga's House of Ribs?
Evidence.
The pocket clock from the suicide in the shades?
I wanted something to remember him by.
The money in the petty cash box?
Mislaid by someone.
Misappropriated by you.
I never misanthropated anything.
I just want to understand why it was that you could get away with all your petty theft, and I couldn't get away with one act of weakness.
Well, you see,
Just say it, Nobby. I'm not gonna hold it against you.
well, I reckon Mr. Vimes thinks that a bit of petty theft ain't something to get excited about. I ain't admitting anything, mark you. Nothing's ever been proved. That compared to some of the stuff that... But someone who's taken
Goes
a
on to
bribe,
see.
well, that's like allowing the rich to avoid justice.
That wasn't why I did it.
I know. But you know Vimes.
Yeah, I know Vimes all right. What's Vimes up to these days?
He got married.
Married? He was only ever married to his job.
Nah, straight up. He married into nobility.
Old Stoneface in the nobility. That'd drive him crazy.
Well, he's talking nobility himself now.
What?
They made him commander of the watch. And we got a great new premises down on Pseudopolis Yard. They're full of paintings and vases and all sorts.
Full?
Well, maybe not as full as when I moved in, but pretty full.
I'll have to call round sometime.
Yeah, that'd be good. We got a lot more members in the watch these days. And we got a new dartboard.
Life in the fast lane, huh? Do you seriously think it's a good idea for me to call around? I mean, Vimes isn't gonna like it.
Whatever you may think about him, he's loyal to his job. I can't say he'll welcome you with open arms, but he won't stop you.
Let's ask him about some stuff. Let's just go down the pages, I guess. You might know something about Monday, I guess? But no, back. No, what have I done?
Do you know anything about a man named Mundy?
I'm not getting drawn into anything while I'm off duty. Wait till I'm back at the yard.
Okay, I think he won't say anything to us right now, so let's just leave it for now. Okay,
I'll
bye.
catch you later, Nobby. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, don't get caught doing anything I wouldn't do.
Okay, I think potentially we're done for now. Now, I believe there's an item we can get, but I don't know if we're too early. Let's have a quick look. Ba-dum-bum. Here comes the golem.
There was no use trying to talk to the golem. It couldn't speak. I figured the golem wouldn't notice that the crowbar had gone missing. Not that I'm saying it didn't need it, just that I'd figured I'd get away with stealing it.
Yay.
I decided...
Nope. What button is to talk about things? So there we go.
Loaded with barrels of wine. Apart from the wine, I can't say I was interested.
Is the golem going to come back? I want to talk about that.
I guess I never really noticed that the Cafe Ankh had a wine cellar before. Perhaps if they'd run out of drinks at the bar, I'd have been more inclined to investigate.
Let's leave and come back in and see if I can talk to the golem. Doo-doo-doo. Yay!
The golem was loading wine barrels onto the cart, calmly and diligently. I would have pitied it, but there didn't seem much point. It was just magically animated clay.
And now we know. See, the things we learn by coming back and clicking on things. Anyway, we should be able to go to Pseudopolis Yard now, I believe. Is that a place we can go, or am I wrong? I don't see anywhere, no. Let's try going back to our place. Oh.
On an ordinary night, I'd sit around waiting for business. But this night, business was coming to me, and bringing trouble with it. Business, I didn't mind. But
that's not what it
trouble
said.
was an unwelcome guest. And like all unwelcome guests, it was hard to ask it to leave. And by the third day, it was generally wearing your shirts and leaving its stuff in your bathroom.
Hello, Mr. Luton. I've been expecting you.
I should hope so. This is my office. How'd you get in?
Through the door. It was only locked. I know all about doors.
Good. Use this one to get out.
I have a message for you, Mr. Luton.
I don't take messages from strangers.
Then let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Al-Khali.
I don't take messages from dwarves named after cities.
My name isn't important.
You seem to think it was.
I've come to warn you to stay clear of the Mundy case.
I'll bear that in mind. Now get out.
If you don't stay clear of the Mundy case, something untoward may happen to you.
This is Ankh-Morpork. Something untoward may happen to me whether I investigate this case or not. Now either you get out or I'll throw you out.
Don't say I didn't warn you, Mr. Luton.
Don't say I didn't ignore you, Mr. Al-Khali. A dwarf named after the Klatchian city of Al-Khali, and a threat. This case was getting more interesting by the minute. All we needed was a troll and a member of the undead, and we could open an ethnic comedy on Broadway. A lot of strange things had happened to me since becoming a private investigator. But the weirdest was the irrepressible sensation that the most important thing for me to own as a PI was a door with my name painted on the glass. Some mysteries are best left unsolved, I guess. I think we could safely say that the door to my office was just for getting in.
Anyway, I think we're done in there. I knew that was going to happen at some point, I just wasn't sure when. Let's go back here and ask about the dwarf. Because he said earlier on that a dwarf had come to see him.
Longer, I hope.
Sorry I move so slowly, but the control wasn't really built very well for
this
this
game. I gave the description of Al-Khali to the first mate, and he recognized it. Yeah,
That's the dwarf who was asking about Monday before. Strange little fellow.
A word of advice. Don't use phrases like strange little fellow when you're talking about dwarves. Especially not drunken dwarves, or dwarves like Al-Khali, who seem to think they're invulnerable.
Okay, so that is the Inquisitor.
I gave the description.
No, okay, it's the same thing.
A word.
Well, that's wonderful, but it doesn't really tell me anything new.
Well, safe voyage, if that's possible.
But, and it's a big but, we can go over here now and the man's gone. So I believe we can do something new. I believe we can press Luton's buttons, can't we? Yep. Then we can do some other things.
I didn't
Yay.
much like being jammed into a crate and loaded onto the ship, but I could think of worse things. Like being jammed into a crate full of rats and loaded onto the ship. What's your name, then, little fellow?
We never found out. Okay.
The hold was dark and dank, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. It was just flotsam. The
What's he doing in here?
water was littered with flotsam that looked like the remains of a smashed crate.
Is that thing there something?
I pulled the label out of the wreckage. It had writing on it that I couldn't understand.
So there's two ways out of here, right? Where does this way go? Into this corner. Oh, there.
There was nothing of value in the debris. It looked lived in. The question was, by what?
That seems to be all that is there. So let's go out this way instead and see what's happening. Fat man's bum over there we can see, that's always fun. Let's go in here.
I searched one of the bunks, but found nothing useful, and nothing I wanted to think too closely about. A bunk bed, like any other. I searched a bunk and found a small scrap of cardboard. It could have been anything. There was a number on the back. Either a 6 or a 9. It was hard to say. A perfectly ordinary bunk bed.
Anything else we can do in here? Well, something there for a second, wasn't there? Or was that just Luton? No, there's something down there.
I wasn't about to tear the bedpost off the bed. There were some strange scratches on the bedpost, which looked as if they'd been caused by either a wild animal or a man with very bad dental hygiene.
Oh. Okay.
What they meant was anyone's guess.
Yeah, I think that's probably everything in here. Let's go back outside.
I'd managed to remain hidden on the ship, but I knew my luck couldn't last forever, because I'd stopped being lucky.
Whoops. Well, who knows? I'll try and find that clip, I guess, somewhere else and splice it in there, because that decided to cut itself out.
I'd managed to remain hidden on the ship, but I knew my luck couldn't last forever, because I'd stopped being lucky around age 12. The first mate looked less than happy, but I don't think he saw who I was as I dived in elegantly onto the Ankh. Fortunately, the crust of the Ankh was soft that night, and I escaped both injury and discovery, although I needed 2 baths just to feel dirty.
Yeah, as I said before, the PlayStation port of this game is not fantastic, and is old now, and not great, even more so. Anyway, I think we can meet a new person now, I believe. I might be wrong. Nope, I am wrong. Let's go meet Captain Jenkins again. Because we have some new information.
Hello again.
Hello.
Okay, let's try notebook. Oh, that's the end of the episode. Yeah, we'll leave this for now and we'll come back to talking to Jenkins. Oh, shut up. We'll come back talking to Jenkins next time. So, I hope you enjoyed it. We're getting a bit more stuff. We had a fun trip to the boat. And then, hopefully, next time we'll talk to Jenkins and find out a bit more about what might be going on with Monday. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.